What's up, YouTube? Today I wanted to talk to you about being leery of people trying to figure you out. So, what do I mean by this? You so happen to end up in an altercation. I'm sorry, not altercation. An interaction. Interaction with someone. And they could just walk up to you and start asking you questions. Or it could be somebody you already know that just spark up a conversation with you. And they find you mysterious. They may even find you intriguing. But they want to know more about you. Or they don't even ask questions. They observe you from a distance and study you. And you're kind of aware of these things, right? You can kind of sense, like, by the way they word things, certain actions, the way they stare at you, you can kind of tell someone's trying to figure you out. Now, most people might be like, okay, what's the big deal? They're just trying to figure out. They're just trying to get to know who they're talking to. Get to know if you're a person they want to befriend or interact with, or just see where you stand mentally. Okay. That could be. But it's a big difference when trying to get a good read on someone to understand the type of person that you're communicating with or attempting to interact with, just to know, is this individual toxic? Can this person help benefit me? Are we a good fit as far as friends? Versus trying to figure you out. Now, figuring you out can play into a couple things. Figuring you out, they could secretly be in competition with you. Figuring you out, they could secretly be trying to puppeteer you. Figuring you out, they might secretly be trying to set traps for you. So you got to kind of be leery of these kind of people, man. Like I said, it's a big difference between reading someone, getting a good read on them, trying to read them, and trying to figure that person out. You should never try to figure people out. You should always try to get a read on someone. Because a lot of times trying to figure someone out doesn't really benefit you or that other individual. Now, figuring someone out in the sense of you can kind of tell if you're good at reading people when someone is secretly competing with you or trying to gather information to be nosy, to go gossip to others, and they really don't mean any good towards you. They just want to talk, something to talk about. And a lot of times people be in a bad place in life. They need something to talk about. And that common cliche is, people might say, is misery loves company. A lot of that shit boils down to that. They just need something to talk about. And you're the topic of discussion. It seems like your life is good. You're at peace with yourself. Good things are happening in your life. A lot of people don't like to see that, man. They really don't. They really don't like to see it. It's unfortunate. But this is the world we're living in today. Why? It's not enough soul searching to figure out, trying to find their true identities. That's what you should be trying to figure out for yourself. Your true identity of who you are. You wouldn't be worried about the next person. You shouldn't be prying in somebody else's business. So be mindful of certain questions people ask you. Be mindful of how they stare at you from a distance. Be mindful when you say certain things or how they react to them. The looks, the facial expressions, the gestures. We're living in an era now where people throw that narcissist word around. That's another topic up for discussion, because you can't categorize everyone for being a narcissist. Some people just got issues as far as learned behaviors from others. Seriously, like it boils down to that. I'm not going to say that some people aren't narcissistic. That could happen as well. But it's just been learned behaviors from hanging out with certain crowds that you've picked up from. And this is the way you interact with people. But I always question, like, why would you want to hear some bad news about somebody else's life? Excuse me. Why would you want to hear something bad about someone else's life? Only thing I can come up with is people like that don't really have a purpose. Because you shouldn't be worried about the next man or woman if you're focused on self and self growth, self improvement. And that's really what that boils down to. They treat your life like as if you're a celebrity and they're a fan. So yeah, I wanted to share this video just in case, like, some individuals are meeting people and they can't really understand. They feel a certain way, like that interaction was just awkward and they got a certain vibe from that person and they can't put their finger on it. A lot of times that's what it is. You got people walking up to you and questioning you and you like, okay, where's this going, this conversation? Total strangers. And maybe it is people you know. And they say things and word things a certain way, and you're like, man, I don't know, man. Something was questionable about that conversation. A lot of times they're trying to figure out what's going on in your life. And nothing's wrong with trying to get a good read on a person, because you do need to know who you're talking to, or who you're dealing with. You can be in the eyes of danger. Or you can be in the eyes of somebody of value. That don't have cruel intentions towards you. So yeah, YouTube, I just want to share that today. Watch out. Just pay attention. I'll see you in the next one.